Can Danny the Miracle Man Jacobs pull a miracle and pull the upset and actually hurt Gennady Golovkin? Hey no guys, what up Fight World? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel. 2017, Happy New Year. A lot of stuff coming. Some announcements. Please believe it. Believe it, please. We here now. Now, I felt compelled to make this particular video. I got to do this video. And I'm going to break it down. You guys in the comment section, leave your thoughts. March 18th, Madison Square Garden, MSG, NYC, New York City, EGO. No, I'm just spelling a whole bunch of stuff. But it's a good fight. Middleweight supremacy is on the line. The number 1 and number 2 guys, most people should have them ranked number 1 and number 2 in the middleweight division. Now, you guys seen the title of the video. The reason why I felt compelled to make this video and talk about this, can Danny Jacobs hurt Golovkin, is simple. Now, I'm intently watching this fight. May even go to New York for it. I gotta look at the pricing and stuff. I've never been to New York. I heard the hotels and stuff are pretty pricey, but we'll see. But either way, I'm looking for the fight. I'm gonna be covering the fight extensively and making sure I have just the full coverage and proper updates on the channel. And I've already started ever since it was announced. There's articles on the website. There's videos I've made about this. And I'm keeping a close eye on it, right? I want to see this fight. I think it's a good fight. It's a meaningful fight. The winner deserves the utmost credit. But however, in some of those past videos, what I've noticed is when there's a popular fighter or fighter that has like his own little fan base, Khan's Army, or I Love Canelo Squad, or whatever, the Triple G Brigade, I noticed that some of the fans start getting in the comment section and it gets foolish, like the stuff that they're saying. And I'm going to explain what I've seen from some of the radical Golovkin fans. If you're just a fan of Golovkin, you like his style, hating on guys, you like knockouts, and you think he's hard to beat, he beats Canelo, I have no beef with that. I have absolutely no problem with that. It's the radical fans that make it hard to root for certain people, Pacquiao or Mayweather or Golovkin or whoever the person is. Some of their more radical fans make it hard to root for that person because they just get in these forums. 2017, we got to do better, at least on my channel. I'm really here trying to educate, update, give my thoughts, you know what I mean, have some creative things and keep it pushing. I don't have time for the foolish stuff. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because Danny Jacobs, I did a video about it. He was at the Brooklyn Nets training facility and he did some interviews, and I went over in the video some quotes. He basically said Golovkin hasn't fought anyone who's A-class. A lot of the guys, there were stipulations. Kell Brook has A-class, A-level skills in terms of he's a very good fighter, but he was undersized. He was moving up 2 divisions, no acclimation, and that's why it made him a B-class fighter. And he believes that Golovkin's resume is full of decent, good B-class fighters, but nobody that has that umph, that premier name, elite level skills, momentum, stuff like that. And the funny thing is, I've been saying this for the longest. Troy King and a ton of people who objectively analyze the game. Now, this is where it gets a little bit hairy, pause. And that's because when there's constructive criticism, I'm not talking about calling this guy a bitch, faggot, pussy, and all this stuff like that. Some people do that. I don't do that on my channel. You know what I mean? Matt Golovkin, he's you know what I mean, humble as pie. I have no problem with any of these fighters. I hope to work with all of them. They are here to entertain me. You know what I mean? Give me something to talk about. So it's not nothing personal, but I'm not one to shy away from my truest feelings. That's the whole point of reporting and vlogging, is to give people my thoughts. That's why people tune in. You look at some of the more popular videos on my channel, some of them are my opinions, like Monday Mail Day, me answering questions, my take, 7 reasons, me breaking down a fight, you know what I mean, things like that. And I agree with Jacobs in the sense of Golovkin. I've told you guys, Troy King has told you guys, his resume is not the greatest. But I've also said that I think Golovkin is the man to beat, and I don't really see any of the middleweights beating him. I've made videos in the past saying that, but the problem is you get the Golovkin brigade and they get so mad. They're fuck you, Jacobs, What do you mean he's never fought anyone A-class? You're not A-class, Jacobs. You're B-class, you motherfucker. You lost to Dmitry Perov. You got knocked out. Oh, you think you're better than us because you survived camp? You know what I'm saying? And you see all this vitriol and venom, and they tear a guy down. And I start thinking, I'm like, what do you guys even want to see this fight for? If Danny Jacobs can't hurt Golovkin, and you're tearing him down because he said something that most people, I mean, I've talked to Paulie Malignaggi, I've talked to real people in the industry, actual fighters, and a lot of them have said the same thing. Glenn Tapia, you know what I mean? I could do a compilation video if you guys want. Glenn Tapia's like, yeah, Golovkin and team, they should have fought Andre Ward because we need to see him in there with someone of the caliber and class. He's a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's hard to beat. And people always bring up, oh, but Sean Porter knocked you out, or David Lemieux knocked you out, That doesn't change anybody's opinion. You know what I mean? That Freddie Roach has been his career. I'm not even clowning, but him as a boxer, most people don't even know him for boxing. They know him for him being a trainer in his gym. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't this phenomenal. Like, is anyone out there putting Freddie Roach's resume as a pro fighter up there with Julio Cesar Chavez or Floyd Mayweather, Roberto Duran, saying Freddie Roach was the greatest fighter ever? No one's saying that. But that doesn't mean he can't have a point or he can't make a statement that makes sense. You know what I mean? And that's what's wrong. And hopefully in 2017, we can address this and separate the real from the fake. And just because a fighter has a point doesn't mean you have to deconstruct them and try to bash them, because this is what happens. You spend all this energy because you're a fan of Golovkin, which is good. You're a fan of Golovkin, so you spend all this energy because he says something that you don't like or agree with. Now you're trying to make Jacobs look like he ain't shit. So if that's in fact the case, why do you want to see the fight? Why would you want to see, if Jacobs has no shot in hell, then why would you want to see the fight? And people are like, go look at the video. Some people are leaving comments like, oh, what do you, shut the hell up, Jacobs? You're D class. You're C class. You're B class yourself. What do you mean? So what you don't know and what you don't realize is you're inadvertently taking credit away from Golovkin, the fighter you love, by making Jacobs appear to be shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy to me to see fans do that. So are you going, if you're making Jacobs sound like he's chinny and he's shitty and he's the worst, he's B class and F class, all this stuff, then are you going to give credit to Golovkin? You see how they try to have their cake and eat it too, and they want to play both sides of the fence. And that's crazy to me, because boxing fans are known for doing that. You hate Andre Ward. He beat Sullivan Barrera, who was undefeated at the time, and Ward was moving up in weight. And then these casual fans, what they do is say, oh, Barrera wasn't shit, but this Shabransky guy, he's the truth. He's the real deal. He's from Ukraine, Eastern European, right? Okay, that's fine. Even though I have an interview with Kovalev, and he says he beat my mandatory, talking about Ward, in Sullivan Barrera. Barrera is a dangerous fighter. He's a good fighter. Kovalev said that. But let the fans tell it, Barrera wasn't shit, and Shabransky was the man, right? Then, off a long layoff, Barrera goes in there and knocks Shabransky down 3 times. And Shabransky knocks him down once, but that's null and void because he ended up taking his first ever career loss and getting stopped. So he obviously wasn't ready for that type of fight at that particular moment. See how people try to have their cake and eat it too? And you could do this on and on. I remember when Manny Pacquiao, I thought Pacquiao, and this is, see how trill and real I keep it with you guys? I thought Pacquiao beat Bradley, but I didn't think he beat him in the fashion that some people did. Meaning, he won. I thought he won the fight. I gave Pacquiao all 3 fights, actually. But I don't think he looked good in the fight. I don't think Pacquiao looked good in the Marquez 3 fight. I don't think he looked good in the first Bradley fight. He didn't look good, but I still gave it to him. You know what I mean? He was fighting in spurts, but he had the more impactful shots, and he was winning some of the end of the rounds and stuff like that. But I still gave him the fight. You know what I mean? I'm fair. I gave Pacquiao the fight. And Pacquiao was like, oh, the people seen me beat Bradley, so no rematch. At the time, immediately after, he said there's really no point to rematch Bradley because the folks and the people got to see me beat him already. So there's really no point. And the fans ran with that. The pro Pacquiao, diehard radical fans, they ran with it. Yeah, fuck Bradley. Let me send him a death threat. Hello? Hey, Desert Storm. You're a bitch, Desert Storm. You didn't beat Pacquiao. I'm gonna kill your family. Ha ha, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Click. Just stupid shit. You sending him death threats because he won? Because he beat Pacquiao? And again, I don't think he beat Pacquiao, but death threats though? Hello, is this headbutt Bradley? You motherfucker. You think you can beat Pacquiao? Your family's dead. I'm gonna kidnap your dog. You know what I mean? That's just stupid clown shit, man. Right? Anyway, Pacquiao said there's no point for a rematch, and the fans ate it up. The diehard pro Pacquiao fans, they ate it up, said, yeah, Bradley doesn't deserve a rematch, even though he took Pacquiao's belt, whether you agree with it or not. That's what happens. The belt's in his hands at his home. And all of a sudden, when the rematch was made, and then a trilogy fight, and they accepted and decided, hey, where Pacquiao's at in his career, he got knocked out by Marquez in the fourth fight. We need to fight Bradley. This is the fight we want to take now, right? Conveniently after he got knocked out. And the other person that was kind of in the talks at the time was Ruslan Provodnikov, a puncher. So they didn't want to deal with the puncher that they've sparred with and had wars with. They want to deal with Bradley, a guy, and stylistically who they thought they could beat, right? So now let me wrap this story up. Pacquiao fights him a second and third time. Now those same fans, because I see the usernames, you guys aren't even creative enough to switch your usernames. Those same fans are like, yeah, this fight needs to happen. And then what makes it worse is the fans who, when Pacquiao was saying there's no point to rematch Bradley because we all seen what happened in the first fight, they said they agreed with him. Then why did you want to see the second and third fight? And then on top of that, what makes it worse is when Pacquiao beat him a second and third time in the second and third fights, right? They gave Pacquiao credit. Look, he beat an undefeated Bradley. You see how they try to play it? Now, going back to this Golovkin versus Jacobs thing, the same fans are gonna do all this and spend all this energy instead of keeping it real and saying, hey, you know what, since the Dmitry Pirog loss and battling cancer, Jacobs has proven himself to be the number 2 person in the division, right? He's a good fighter. Instead of just doing that and keeping it real, these fans are now saying like, oh, right now, and this is why I'm calling it out, because I don't want it to be some different shit in March, right? I told you guys, and you guys can record this video, you can rip it to your computer, you can save it. Only thing you can't do is re-upload it and try to monetize it. But mark my words, the winner of this fight deserves credit, and I will give them credit. As long as there's no controversy or no bullshit and it ends in a traditional fashion, somebody get knocked out or someone wins a clean decision, no robberies or nothing, they get full credit from me because this is a damn good fight. But again, let some of the people in the comment section tell it. Jacobs is a B-class fighter. He sucks. He's knocked out. He's chinny. He can never hurt Golovkin. So it raises the question of, if that's how you feel, because that's what you're putting in the comment section, then when will Golovkin fight somebody who is elite? You know what I mean? Who is A-class? Because you're saying Jacobs isn't. Go look at the videos. I'll try to slap some of the video comments in this question. They're like, yeah, you're B-class, Jacobs. So then that means even if Golovkin beats him, based on what you're saying, Golovkin will have never, after March, have never fought anybody who's top shelf, who's upper echelon. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. And people don't realize that they inadvertently take credit away from their own fighters that they're trying so hard to support by trying to belittle another fighter. Bottom line, they're both good middleweights. Peter Quillin was a good win, and I see that too. They're like, oh, Peter Quillin, that was a shitty win. Who cares? It's just Quillin. You know what I'm saying? So the fans are crazy, man. I just had to get that off my chest. And I want to ask you guys, let's talk some real boxing. Leave your fight predictions. Can Jacobs hurt Gennady Golovkin? You know what I mean? And this is not a prediction video. I say that for my 7 reasons. So it's not a prediction video. It's just something I noticed. And I want to know from you guys, if you don't feel Jacobs has any shot in hell to hurt his opponent, then what's the point of seeing the fight? Why are people even tuning into it? You know what I mean? Shouldn't like Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, from what I've seen in the comment section, people are split. Ward Kovalev, people were split. Like, I don't know who I want to side with. Joshua Klitschko even. People are split. Youth versus experience. So, again, if you don't feel this is a good fight, then I don't understand why you would even want to see it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Can Danny Jacobs hurt Golovkin, or is he just getting blown out of the water and chinny and B class and all this other stuff? Let me know in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.